Good afternoon. I'd like to call our meeting to order with a quick roll call. Regent Acker.
Present.
Regent Beam.
Present.
Regent Bernstein.
Present.
Regent Brown.
Here.
Regent Hubbard.
Here.
Regent Illich.
Here.
Regent Weiser. Regent White.
Here.
Thank you. I'd like to begin by congratulating Regent Illich for her recent appointment to the State of Michigan's Investment Board. Governor Whitner made an outstanding selection, and Regent Illich, we're delighted to see your new service in such an essential position. Let's hear it for her. I'm also delighted to offer my most sincere congratulations to my friend and mentor, Earl Lewis, Professor Earl Lewis, who this week became the first University of Michigan faculty member to ever receive the National Humanities Medal at the White House. Earl is a distinguished scholar, an award-winning author, and an educational leader, and I couldn't imagine a better selection for the National Endowment for the Humanities and by President Biden. In addition, I'm pleased to report that we remain an exceptional university with respect to generosity of our alumni and friends. Last Wednesday, we held our 9th annual Giving Blue Day, and the results were simply fantastic. Across all 3 campuses, we raised more than $5.3 million, which will go to support our students, research, and programming across all 3 campuses. Finally, I'd like to express my deep gratitude to everyone who joined the inauguration festivities. I'll always remember it as a day we came together to celebrate this great public university. The day after the inauguration, we also launched our Vision 2034 website. It's full of information about our strategic visioning process and also offers a direct opportunity to engage. So please look at the website, the homepage, which can be found at vision2034.umich.edu. In addition, the Vision 2034 campus town halls are underway with visits directly to multiple schools. This is our opportunity as a community to create a greater future together, so I urge you to engage and to encourage your friends and colleagues and fellow students to do the same. As we're advancing our vision, we're furthering our other priorities as well. We will lead with excellence through our unequivocal commitment to integrity, and that's why I'm also pleased to announce that we've launched a national search for an ethics, integrity, and compliance officer, one of my first commitments when I arrived here at the University of Michigan. The individual selected will have a critical role as the guardian of our trust in ensuring that in every pursuit, we retain a foundation of integrity. As you know, we've also been searching for a permanent vice president for communications to replace Callie Michaels following her retirement. Last week, I announced that after a national search, we have found a candidate to recommend to the Board of Regents, Richie C. Hunter. She has an exceptional background, including extensive experience in marketing, branding, and media relations, and communications leadership roles at the University of Oregon, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and the University of Houston. I am convinced that she's a fantastic fit for our university. Richie's appointment is in this month's consent agenda, and she and her partner are with us today. So would you two please stand so we can give you a warm round of applause and welcome to the University of Michigan. Richie's first official day with us will be on May 15th, just around the corner. And I can't wait to work with you, Richie. The interactions with you by the search committee resulted in unanimous excitement and enthusiasm for you joining our team and I can't wait to welcome both of you to Ann Arbor. Looking ahead, spring is finally upon us, and that means commencement is soon to follow. As you've seen, we have 4 distinguished leaders in the fields of music, higher education, art, and philanthropy, who we're pleased to recommend for honorary degrees from the University of Michigan. Wynton Marsalis, the artistic director of jazz at Lincoln Center, will be our main commencement speaker. In addition to being a world-renowned trumpeter and musician, he is a leading advocate of American culture and a long friend of the University of Michigan. He has played several times at Hill Auditorium and even at the Big House. We met here in Ann Arbor last October, where he declared that if the University Musical Society, or UMS, could be replicated on every college campus, the world would be a much better place. And I agree. Our university has been a much better place thanks to the exceptional leadership of President Emerita Mary Sue Coleman. For me personally, she's been a fantastic guide and confidant, and she may well be, in my view, one of the greatest university presidents of our time. Dominique Morisseau is a Detroit native and a University of Michigan alumna who has become one of America's most celebrated playwrights. She's acclaimed for her lyrical language, her complex characters, and her authentic portrayals of individuals and communities struggling with social and economic change. And our 4th honorary degree recipient, who will be receiving his honorary degree at Flint, is Phil Hagerman. An internationally recognized philanthropist and entrepreneur, Phil was born and raised in Genesee County. He's given back generously to that community, including our Flint campus, while pursuing an incredibly successful career in real estate and healthcare. It's going to be a fantastic commencement, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now I'd like to take a moment and call upon Regent Hubbard to make some comments about the Wolverines.
Thank you, President Ono. I just wanted to take a minute to offer my congratulations and appreciation to a few of our athletics teams who had just such a great weekend last weekend. I could have watched the Big Ten Network, I think, all day and seen Wolverines doing really well. So our men's and women's gymnastics teams both came away with Big Ten championships. After the weekend, our men's hockey team, Big Ten champs, and Mason Paris from wrestling came away as the national champion in heavyweight. So in the heavyweight weight class. So again, congratulations to everybody. It was a great weekend, and to all our student athletes, but just wanted to highlight a few of them.
Thank you very much. Finally, it's my profound pleasure to introduce a living, lasting recognition for a member of our family who proved each season over the course of almost 4 decades that she is, and we are, leaders and best. We know her simply and affectionately as Coach Hutch. But in the record books, Carol Hutchins is the winningest coach in NCAA softball history. In her 38 years at the helm of University of Michigan, she guided our Wolverines to an NCAA title in 2005, along with 22 Big Ten Conference titles. She retired last year as the winningest coach, male or female, in Michigan athletics history, and thanks to her leadership and mentorship of countless athletes, we have never suffered a losing season in the program during her tenure at the university. Coach Hutch is with us today, so would you please join me in giving her a round of applause. Coach Hutch. I understand that our athletic director, Ward Manuel, has a special action item to honor our exceptional coach. Athletic Director Manuel?
Thank you, President Ono. It's with tremendous pride and enthusiasm that I formally recommend the naming of our softball venue in Carol Hutchins' name in a recognition of her legacy of success as an educator and leader of young people. I cannot think of a better way to recognize Hutch. Her contributions to the University of Michigan community, to the game of softball, and to women's athletics than to rename the venue she put on the map. I appreciate the work of Tom Baird, our university naming committee, the executive officers for their support, and the full consideration of the board today. As you talked about her record, what is undeniable to me is how many young women that she touched in her program, in the university athletics, and throughout this university, in her time here. She's in the Hall of Fame on top of what President Ono talked about in 2006. Hutch founded the Michigan Softball Academy in 2010 in conjunction with the program's annual Pink Game on the Field Clinic for adults that raise funds for the American Cancer Society. She has raised more than $1.5 million since the program's original Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk participation in 2007. This venue was constructed as 1982 as the Varsity Diamond, renamed in 1992 to Alumni Field. In 2007, incorporated into the Wilpon Baseball and Softball Complex through numerous upgrades and added amenities thanks to the generosity of the Wilpon family. I am requesting that the home of Michigan softball would be hereafter designated as Alumni Field at Carol Hutchins Stadium. The venue will continue to reside in the Wilpon Baseball and Softball Complex and flanked by the Donald R. Shepard Softball Center. If approved, this would be Michigan Athletics' third building or facility named in honor of Michigan women on the Ross Athletic Campus. Phyllis Oker Field in field hockey in 1995, in the Marie Hartwig Administration Building in 1990. That completes my presentation and request of the Regents.
Thank you so much. I call for a motion. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Surprise. Thank you again, Coach Hutch. Would you like to say a few words?
This is okay. It's okay, really. I'll just be like Freddie Mercury. Well, first of all, I'm a little blown away. And I personally named the field Alumni Field, and we didn't even ask the Regents back in those days because I don't know if they knew we had a softball program in those days. But I just have to say that the honor is all mine to have worked at this university for 40 years, and I still kind of sort of work here. And I am beyond the most luckiest people in the world, as my mother used to say. She said, you know, you never left college. And I said, well, why would you? And I can guarantee you I'll never leave Ann Arbor. But the biggest honor is being coach to so many young women and being that mentor. And if there's one thing I will believe until the day I die, is that athletics is meant to be part of the educational process. The lessons our kids learn on my diamond are what they come back to campus with, and they certainly get that fantastic degree, and they go on to become all sorts of wonderful members of society. But athletics is meant to be part of education, and at Michigan, we do that really well. And it's the honor of my lifetime to have worn the Block M, to be a part of this program, and the greatest honor of all. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't know if anyone wants to make any comments. Yeah.
First of all, you could stay up there, Coach. So I just wanted to say a couple things. So, I really appreciated obviously what Ward said and what you said, and I think for everyone in the room, one of the things that is most incredible about you is, is that almost every opportunity in this state for girls and women to engage in athletics is because of you. I remember learning in a sports law class long ago that your name is on the cases that basically allowed students to participate, or female students to participate in athletics. And also, I think it's really important to remember all the things that you had to overcome. You're not just the legendary softball coach, but you also had to overcome some rampant misogyny, including in our own athletic department. And to come up here and have, as alumni, feel that, I'm just going to call it the Hutch. Is that okay? I'm going to call the stadium the Hutch now. But I think we're all just honored to be in your presence and to have such an incredible leader and educator in front of us. Thank you so much on behalf of the board.
I'll just add a few words. The Board of Regents definitely knows that we have a softball team now, as does the whole world, and that's all because of you and the players that you've mentored. And one quick story for those that don't follow athletics or softball, as I've gotten to know the athletic department, I've noticed there's this tradition where there's very much a hierarchy of coaches within the organization, very collegial and great esprit de corps, but very much a hierarchy. And there is one person at the top of that hierarchy I have noticed in that building. And that respect from your peers, that is the only way to get it is to earn it, is one of the best and most rewarding things I've ever seen. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Kathy. Can I make a comment? Coach Hutch, I'm sorry that I'm not there in person, but I can tell you that I looked up to you so much as a varsity athlete in high school and then later in college, not at Michigan, but you did so much for women's athletics. And I'm so grateful that we have this opportunity to honor you the way that you honored all of us. Go Blue.
Thanks, Kathy.
Can I just add?
Sure.
The unveiling is planned to be at our home game on April 7th versus Illinois. And so that's the date we will unveil the name and have her mad at me again. I won't repeat what she said when she came up to this lectern. So I'll address that, but April 7th is when we're gonna do the unveiling. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again.
It's me who's indebted. So thank you. Thank you, Ward. Thanks, everybody.
We are so pleased to honor you, and we look forward to cheering on future seasons of success at the Carol Hutchins Stadium. I also wanted, before we move on to other business, say a thank you, a personal thank you and a collective thank you. I had mentioned that we had found a VP of Communications in a national search. An individual who stepped up to be interim Vice President of Communications has been really a bedrock to the communications department and a joy to work with. I just want to say personally, Rick Fitzgerald, thank you so much for your service to this institution. Let's hear it for Rick. With that, we will be going on to the rest of the business on our program. And it is my pleasure to introduce a group of students that just blew me away on a recent opportunity to talk to them about, I think, their capstone project. And I think there are 6 students here. I'm not exactly sure. But they're going to talk about their views about North and Central Campus and connectivity, and they have some pretty cool ideas. So please give Ryan, Emily, Andrea, Luke, Asher, and Brett a round of applause as they approach the podium.
Good afternoon. My name is Emily, and I am here with my Ross Capstone Speak team, working with the nonprofit Equitable Ann Arbor Land Trust. We are here today to discuss our proposals to increase connectivity between Central, Medical, and North Campus. I would like to thank President Ono, CFO Chattis, Regent Hubbard, Dr. Runge, and many others for meeting with us over the past few weeks. The beauty of living on Central Campus is that it takes less than a 20-minute walk to reach the Big House, the Arb, Zingerman's, and even Rick's. This is what makes Ann Arbor an iconic college town. Yet the majority of students couldn't say the same about living and learning on North due to the major dead zone in between Medical and North Campus. To increase connectivity, we are first focusing new walking paths as a stepping stone to bridge the campuses. So as the blue line shows on the screen, it currently takes 35 minutes to walk from the Central Campus Transit Center to the heart of North Campus. However, the black line, as you see on the screen, is theoretically the most direct route, but it's not feasible. Therefore, we've identified a faster, more realistic path that comes as close to this line as possible. So now take a look at the white circle in the middle of that black line. This is the bottleneck of our proposed path. Taking a closer look, there's currently no way to safely and legally cross the train tracks to get from hospital employee parking lots that are just north of Mitchell Field, right on the left there, to the medical campus parking lot. Many hospital workers trek through bushes and over concrete barriers to cross these tracks. This does avoid them a 17-minute walk down Fuller Road or an inconvenient wait for a bus. And back in June, a notice was even released warning hospital workers to avoid that illegal dirt path. However, just this past Monday, we witnessed 12 people utilizing this crossing in just 20 minutes. Our solution is to build a safer path that goes under the railroad. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, under the railroad right here, connecting Mitchell Field to 22 acres of inaccessible green space, which is right here. And then we would build a bridge over the river to connect to Lot M29. This way, students, hospital workers, and community members will have a safe and direct, efficient path that will reduce the walking time from Mitchell Field to the hospital from 17 minutes to 5, and that's what's shown on the right screen up there. This path would also become the first access point to the 22 acres north of the Arb, known as the North Arb Annex, which is right here again, which would provide sports fields and parkland for students to enjoy.
Thank you. All right, across Fuller Road lies another opportunity to increase connectivity. So this map, oh, one sec. Okay. All right. No, it's to change the slide.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But on the map, it'll show on the right, there's an overlay of a 1947 photo showing Cedar Bend Drive, which was once a beautiful road in the woods overlooking the river. But however, today, oh, thank you. Yeah, there it is. Right here for Cedar Bend Drive. However, today is overgrown and mostly unusable path that could offer a more direct route to and from North Campus. In the past 2 weeks, the path was finally cleared to increase accessibility, and we propose continuing this by paving it to make it ADA accessible or compliant and saving students at least 8 minutes on their walk. Okay, so here is an overview of how our 2 proposed paths, which are in the orange, will connect to existing paths, which you can see in the blue up here. All right, and implementing these 2 connections will reduce walk time from Bursley and Bates to the Central Campus Transit Center from 40 minutes to around just 20. And many students every day walk 20 minutes, like going from Burns Park to Central Campus, which is actually my commute. And I'm pretty happy with the time and how easy it is to get between the 2 areas. So these paths will increase campus-wide unity, safety, and student health while decreasing the demand for university buses and create an opportunity to distinguish a new center of gravity in between North and Medical campuses.
Enhancing the river corridor is a hub of excitement, is a major opportunity for the university. The 10-acre Mitchellfield practice area, shown on the right side of the red square on this slide, could be turned into housing, retail, restaurants, and more. Essentially, imagine having a mini downtown right at the foot of North Campus and along the river. Dense housing would mix with ground floor retail to create a 15-minute neighborhood just minutes away from the Huron River. Improved connectivity between the campuses would make reaching the river corridor that much easier, laying the groundwork for a new hub of activity for the entire university to enjoy. We envision the river and subsequently North Campus as becoming a go-to area for students year-round, offering recreational opportunities such as kayaking or inner tubes during the warm months would allow students to enjoy the beautiful natural areas of Ann Arbor from a much more convenient location than is currently accessible. Now, picture having coffee shops, locally owned restaurants, and new and fresh and exciting retail and entertainment options. This would allow students to access this area and would incentivize them not just to visit North Campus in the riverfront area, but also to live there as well, which is a significant problem that a lot of students have right now. After all, President Ono said it best. Our goal is to create enthusiasm for our students, and this is a great avenue to do that. Gone would be the days of freshmen dreading to live on North Campus and having to trek all the way to Central just to go out to dinner with their friends at Frida Petito's or go shopping for Michigan gear on Main Street and State Street. Instead, a new center of gravity at Mitchell Field would unite the Ann Arbor campus into one whole rather than the two separate parts that we have now. Our initial proposal of increasing connectivity for students opens the door for so many opportunities. Having spent 4 years as a Michigan student now, I've come to love Ann Arbor and know just how great of a campus it is, but I can only imagine what it can grow to be in the years to come. Today, we've presented to you 2 quick actionable items with the Cedar Bend and Arbanix trails that can be completed by the fall semester if action is taken soon. But now, we're seeking your assistance to turn our greater vision into something more and into reality. We're asking for a partner from university leadership in the Vision 2034 group to meet with our team weekly to continue developing plans for the inter-campus area. To begin this process, we're seeking financial support to bring in outside consultants who have expertise in engineering, ADA compliance, and more. If you're interested in hearing more about our ideas or offering any support, any of the 6 team members would be happy to speak with you after this meeting to go into more detail. We're here today as students representing the future generations of Wolverines who we know can come to love Ann Arbor and the university campus just as we have. After all, this is the best university in the world, but why not keep making it better? Thank you so much for your time, and go Blue.
Thank you. Would you please wait? There is a question from a regent. Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you for the great work you've done. I had the opportunity to meet with them several times, and great presentation, great job, team, and I really hope that we can take a close look at your proposal.
Thank you so much for your support, Regent Hubbard.
And I should also just say that this is exactly the kind of input that we want from the community, both in the strategic visioning process and the campus planning process. And that's why VP Chattis and I were really thrilled to meet with you and to listen to your original ideas. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thanks. Over to Chairman Brown for his report.
Yep. Thanks, President Ono. As you all may know, that President Ono's inauguration took place on March 7th, and I would like to personally thank everyone who participated in embracing this historic day. It was an event filled with music, hope, and a vision for the future that the President alluded to earlier in his remarks today. I also had the opportunity to participate in another important ceremonial event, Honors Convocation. This annual event recognizes students on all 3 campuses who have achieved academic excellence and is a very proud day for these students and their families. Looking ahead, commencement season will soon be upon us with more than 30 ceremonies for schools, colleges, and campuses. Each of these ceremonies keeps alive our traditions, many of which have been in place for over 200 years. They remind us of the power of a world-class education, and we look forward to seeing many of you at these upcoming events and congratulate all of our graduates.
Thank you very much, Chair. Now over to the Chair of the Finance, Audit, and Investment Committee, Regent Hubbard.
Thank you, President Ono. The Finance, Audit, and Investment Committee received an update on completion of the fiscal year 22 external audit and planning for the fiscal year 23 external audit. Regarding fiscal year 22, we received a presentation from the university's controller and the university's external auditor, PricewaterhouseCoopers, around the closure of certain audit-related activities. And I'm pleased to report clean audits with no material findings.
Thank you very much, Regent Hubbard. As you know, it's practice for public comment associated with an agenda item to occur in this section of the meeting. Over to Sally Churchill for one speaker associated with an agenda item.
Thank you. There will be a supplemental item. It's not in the posted agenda, but it is a supplemental item about recreational sports fields on or near North Campus. And we have one speaker signed up, Kevin Orslowski. So Kevin, you're welcome to go to the mic. You have up to 2 minutes. Thanks.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Orlowski, and I'm a senior studying Spanish and political science here at the University of Michigan. I also currently serve as the president of Building a Better Michigan, which is a student organization that advises on and advocates for updating and renovations for university unions and recreational sports facilities. I'm here today to express my gratitude for your financial help with past projects we've advocated for, but more urgently to discuss plans for the approval of the Hubbard Road Fields Relocations project. Your continued commitment to the student experience here on campus has not gone unnoticed. My BBM predecessors had the unique opportunity to take part in landmark projects like the renovations of the IM, the NCRB, the Michigan Union, improvements to Mitchell Fields, updates at Fireside Cafe at Pierpont, and most recently, the CCRB replacement and the temporary facility on Palmer Field. Our disappointment in this project's removal from last month's agenda has only pushed us to further advocate for this crucial space. Students are already facing a reduction of 3 usable fields in the coming months due to the new dormitory project. The additional 2 fields, while not able to fully offset that loss, will provide relief to the thousands of students who face increasingly late practice times, infrequent field availability, or even just an outright inability to participate in a club sport for the semester. Furthermore, if postponed any further, certain regulations on tree cutting for the project will force it to be paused for the majority of the year, which means the fall semester would begin without these much-needed fields. And without these 2 fields, only 1 field complex will be open next year, with 5 separate intramural sports that typically use the field, in addition to the numerous club sports and rental groups that will use it as well. We appreciate the understanding that this project is not only integral to students' continued physical and mental well-being on campus, but also that this project requires an urgent green light to move forward. Your support for this project will add to the university's legacy of commitment to student well-being. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today.
Thank you very much for your feedback. Yes, Regent Bernstein?
Yeah, Kevin, thanks so much for participating today. I really appreciate it. Also, I just wanted to let you know that the Building a Better Michigan was instrumental in the work we've done, as you indicated, notably with respect to the union project that is just improved immeasurably as a result of the engagement of some of the students that you follow, along with, of course, the CCRB building, which are the 2 that I was most engaged in. And I'm thrilled that we'll be likely voting on this, and your advocacy is really important. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Seeing no other comments, I just want to say that the minutes and reports are on the website if you'd like to peruse them. And now we move on to a report from Chancellor Grasso on the Dearborn campus. Chancellor Grasso?
Thank you, President Ono. I am very proud and happy to announce that Dr. Berenu Eshtihi, Assistant Professor of Computer Science, received our latest NSF Career Award for a project entitled Towards Providence-Driven Understanding of Machine Learning Robustness. Very appropriate given what's happening with ChatGPT and other activities facing higher education. Also, we were happy to contribute to Giving Blue Day. We had a record amount given by 500 alums, over $200,000, which is a record for our campus. Our fitness center has just received a shipment of all new equipment from cardio to weight machines, free weights, and everything was replaced. So we have beautiful new facilities for our students, faculty, and staff to use. And finally, I want to announce officially, although it's been announced more publicly, that we will be giving free season football tickets to all first-year students that come to U of M Dearborn. And we have already seen a significant uptick in applications and deposits so far. Thank you. Go Blue.
Go Blue. Thank you so much, Chancellor Grasso. Over to Chancellor Dutta for the Flint campus report.
Yeah, thank you, President Ono. Let me begin by expressing my strongest support for an item that will come later on the agenda, the new building, the approval for the new building for the College of Innovation Technology. We are all very excited. We have been working with AEC for several months. It's very important for the college, and the college administration, faculty, and myself are really very enthusiastic. September last year, U of M Flint launched a strategic transformation process to reposition and strengthen the university for the future. To remind us why, one should read Tuesday's Free Press article. Increasing number of students headed out of Michigan for college. If you haven't read it, it's a really interesting and sobering read. The last decade hasn't been so kind to the state of Michigan. The overall number of high school graduates enrolling in college dropped by more than 12%. And of those who did enroll, 9% more have left the state compared to 2010-11, a decade ago. So this trend has impacted all flagships, all but the flagship institutions in our state. And we can count U of M Flint amongst those that have suffered. Therefore, the strategic transformation was initiated with the goal of helping U of M Flint emerge as an academically strong and financially viable institution. The first part of this effort focused on aligning our academic programs to the needs of the businesses and organizations in the region, and with that, stabilizing our enrollment, strengthening the financial position of each school, college, and the university. During the past 6 months, in addition to conducting a thorough market research, stakeholders, both internal and external, were engaged. Nearly 2,000 points of feedback were gathered and assessed. More than 65 interviews and focus groups were conducted with faculty, staff, students, employers, community members, and alumni. Through frequent campus messages and town halls, we kept our faculty, staff, and students informed and engaged. I have also spoken with several legislators and labor leaders about the urgent need for this transformation and received feedback. Today, I'm pleased to share with you that the first part of this transformation process, focused solely on academic programs, is coming to an end. Our deans, in consultation with their faculty, have proposed new programs to launch and also identified existing programs for expansion due to market opportunity. In the coming months, we will develop an implementation plan for this academic strategy. Part 2 of the transformation process was launched 3 weeks ago on March 2nd and is equally important as we consider support services, academic, student success, marketing, physical facilities, and many more that are essential complements to the academic portfolio. While this process is just as inclusive, featuring an equally wide footprint of engagement, it will take much less time. By the next board meeting in May in Dearborn, I hope to be able to report to you that part 2 of the transformation is complete. And then we will integrate the results into the overall implementation plan. Organizational transformation, no matter how large or small the entity, is never easy, and it hasn't been for U of M Flint. Change of any kind brings anxiety and stress to all involved. I have acknowledged this with our community in all our gatherings. I have, and I will take the opportunity again today to thank our faculty, staff, and students for their support, their honest opinions, and constructive feedback, because without their engagement, we would not be where we are today. I have also said to everyone that we are fortunate, very fortunate, to be a part of this great University of Michigan and the academic excellence that it stands for. I want to thank you, the Regents, and of course you, President Ono, for your support and encouragement through the process. Although you have been here just a little over 5 months, President Ono, I am grateful to you for working closely with me on this project and sharing key insights. Most of all, I want to thank you and the board for your willingness to invest in the future of U of M Flint as we slowly but surely transform our institution into one that will be recognized not only for excellent programs, but as an undisputed engine for economic growth and social mobility in the region and the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Dutta, and thank you for your leadership. It's been an enormous amount of work by you and the entire University of Michigan Flint community and the deans with tremendous input, all of which is greatly appreciated by the university. We now have a chance to hear from two remarkable individuals who were among the first I ever met on this campus. And they are, I don't know if both of them are speaking, but from the Central Student Government, Noah Zimmerman, the president, and Jackie Hillman.
All right, we'll go like this. Good afternoon, everyone. President Ono, executive officers, members of the board, fellow Wolverines. It's my honor to deliver my final report to you as student body president. Jackie and I look forward to our continued collaboration in the last few weeks of our administration and hopefully transitioning to a new one soon. Building off of our programming successes of last semester, our upcoming capstone event is our Winter Semester Wellbeing Day, which will take place on Central and North campuses. Our Central Campus Wellbeing Day will feature live performances by local bands, tabling by over 14 university departments and 6 student organizations, food, drinks, and well-being activities, and more. Finally, we are committed to making the upcoming CSG elections at the end of our month as accessible as possible to the student body. Our administration is working to increase election turnout as much as possible in order to ensure students feel duly represented by their student body representatives. Since freshman year, this has been my dream job, to represent the student body and work together to improve the lives of every Wolverine. The past year was difficult, to say the least, and while Jackie and I didn't finish all that we had wanted to accomplish, we are so proud of our successes, and to get the ball rolling on so many projects. However, I wouldn't be a real politician if I didn't end with a rousing call to action. So although President Ono, we were your first CSG administration, we are by no means your last. Just as we work so closely to all of you at this table, I urge and strongly recommend that you carry this relationship forward, not just with CSG, but with students at large. Finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Jackie and the rest of my team. She's the best partner I could have asked for. We are incredibly proud to have worked so closely with everyone, whether it's the administration, the students, or the Ann Arbor community. And we are proud to have achieved a collective goal of serving the Wolverine community. Thank you once again, and for my last time as president, go Blue.
Well, we hope that you will stay in touch, come back often. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you and got a lot accomplished. So once again, thank you so much. Yes, Regent Bernstein.
I promise I'm not going to talk after every speaker. But I didn't want to let the opportunity pass to say that both Noah, you and Jackie have been really exceptional. I've been on the board now for a decade, and you are among the very best leaders that I've ever worked with at Central Student Government. You both worked with a high degree of integrity and a focus on student issues that were directly related to the student experience. I'm really grateful to you both for your service, and I'm really excited to see the things that you do in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Regent Bernstein. All right, moving on with the consent agenda. Much of the materials are on the website. I'm going to give particular notice to the retirement memoirs, because these are individuals whose scholarship and teaching and service have really helped build the university into what it is today. And then we now move on to our recommendations for the honorary degrees that I mentioned in my opening comments. I call for a vote on the consent agenda, including that. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Seconded? Thank you so much. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Same sign. Anyone abstaining? The honorary degrees have been confirmed unanimously. We now move on to the regular agenda, and we move to a presentation from the Finance and Property Committee on the University of Michigan Flint College of Innovation and Technology, approval of the schematic design, and we heard Chancellor Datta's enthusiasm for that project. Over to VP Chattis.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my pleasure to introduce Charles Lewis from Integrated Design, who will present the schematic design for the Flint College of Innovation and Technology building.
Good afternoon. I'm excited to present the new academic teaching building on the Flint campus for the College of Innovation and Technology. This facility is designed and dedicated to innovation and will promote technology, flexibility, and collaboration. The proposed project will construct a 15,000 gross square foot building located adjacent to the William S. White building on the north end of Flint campus. The construction is scheduled to be completed in the summer of 2025. The building is all electric and will align with the university's carbon neutral goals. The building will utilize all electric heat pumps and heat recovery, resulting in annual greenhouse gas emissions of approximately 160 metric tons per year. The university is pursuing a power purchase agreement that will provide electricity and renewable power sources. When it's completed, the result will be a net zero building. The program is focused on technology-rich curriculum for students preparing for careers in Industry 4.0 economies, with the goal of becoming a regional nexus for the innovative and interdisciplinary research, providing answers to a myriad of real-world issues, technology workforce development, and commercialization, where workers and businesses at all stages are encouraged to be active participants. Instructional labs are organized around a shared central collaboration space with more informal collaboration zones located around the perimeter and at primary corners. The phasing concept, or the planning concept supports the idea that this building will be a living learning lab to promote the flexibility, open, connected, and transparent experience for students. Design of the site is also simplified to allow flexibility for how people enter the building and how equipment will enter into the labs. The building will also include a high-performing exterior envelope exceeding code requirements, with improved glass and shading to reduce summer heat gain, energy-efficient lighting, stormwater improvements, and other site-specific sustainability measures. A notion of learning and innovation on display extends beyond the interior spaces to the building's exterior design. The primary aesthetic goal is to balance the desire for consistency, respecting existing context in the campus, and a desire for an identity to portray this quality of transformation and innovation. The design is a blend of traditional masonry and translucent walls to maximize daylighting, natural daylighting, and create a visual beacon to the Flint community at large. As we enter the lobby, we're greeted with views into the Central Collaboration Lab and Instructional Labs, where we immediately see the showcasing of their interdisciplinary instruction and research being done. Students have an opportunity to gather in one or more collaborative zones, such as this one. These are intentionally blended with circulation routes to maximize space efficiently, but also to encourage interaction outside of the lab environment. The next two images are interior views of a lab and one of the shared core spaces. To optimize future flexibility and ensure all labs can easily adapt to new functions and equipment, a consistent high base ceiling height is provided in the space. Each lab is also designed with overhead infrastructure grids and technology to provide flexibility in research and learning. The centrally located collaboration lab promotes focused interaction and collaboration work between disciplines and curriculum. Large overhead glass doors provide visibility and access into the surrounding labs. Thank you for the opportunity to present this very exciting project for the Flint community. I will turn it back over to Vice President Chavez.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the schematic design? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations. Congratulations to the campus. Please go ahead, Chancellor Dutta.
I just want to thank the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation and Regent Weiser for their support, for their financial support, which added to our competitive proposal from the Department of Commerce, EDA. So putting all this together, we were able to fund this thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those comments. Now over to a facility in Michigan Medicine, 8001 Chalice Road in Brighton, Michigan. VP Chalice?
Nothing to add, Mr. President.
EVP Runge, anything to add? Thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion is approved unanimously. We now move on to a supplemental item that was referred to in the public comment in the first section of the meeting, which was with respect to the University of Michigan recreational sports fields on Hubbard Road in the North Campus. VP Harmon, any comments?
Thank you, President Ono. Given a few of our popular rec sports fields will be displaced by the Central Campus Housing and Dining Project, we propose the creation of 2 new recreational sports fields located off Hubbard Road on North Campus. This is a vital part of our effort to support student health and well-being, and these fields will provide critical space by supporting many intramural sports programs, club sports practices and competitions, student drop-in use, and other recreational sports programs. To minimize disruption to the tens of thousands of students, faculty and staff, and community members who use our fields, we plan to have these constructed in time for use this fall. We recommend that the Board of Regents approve the recreational sports fields on Hubbard Road, North Campus as described, and authorize issuing the project for bids and awarding construction contracts, providing that the bids are within the approved budget. Thank you.
Are there any questions? All right, is there a motion to approve? Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The recreation sports fields on North Campus have been unanimously approved. Congratulations. We now move on to issues of conflict of interest. Items 4 through 15 are those conflict of interest items, each of which requires 6 votes for approval. Does any regent have any questions about any of those items? If so, please speak now. Sorry. Would any regents like to request recusal from voting on any of the items? Okay. I now call for a vote on items 4 through 15. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. I'm going to read each regent's name, so please say aye so we can make sure that we have 6 votes. Regent Acker? Regent Bean?
Aye.
Regent Bernstein?
Aye.
Regent Brown?
Aye.
Regent Hubbard?
Aye.
Regent Illich? Regent Weiser? Regent White?
Aye.
We have unanimous support for all items. Now we move on to other items. And I call on EVP Runge to talk about the University of Michigan Health System Board bylaws.
Thank you, President Ono. I'm seeking approval of amendments to the University of Michigan Health System Board bylaws. These changes will reflect and clarify current state relative to board composition, branding, and organizational efforts.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The motion is unanimously approved. We can next take the next two items together. That is, and they're both, I'll ask Chancellor Grasso to speak, but the approval of the amended academic calendar for 2023-24 for the Dearborn campus and for 24-25, once again for the University of Michigan Dearborn campus. Chancellor Grasso.
Nothing to add, President Ono.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The calendars are unanimously approved, Chancellor Grasso. We now move on to the Bachelor of Science Chemistry degree, Provost Macaulay.
Nothing to add.
Is there a motion to approve? Second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Anyone abstaining? Chancellor Acker, I just want to make sure that was a aye to approve.
It was an aye, President Ono.
Thank you very much. I just didn't know there was a delay, so that's wonderful. The Bachelor of Science Chemistry degree is unanimously approved. That's wonderful. That concludes the other items on the agenda, and we move on to public comments. VP Churchill.
Thank you, President Ono. We have a number of speakers, and I will call each speaker's name. I'll call the first two speakers, and so there's somebody always in the queue for the next spot. Each speaker has up to 2 minutes to address the board, who will not necessarily respond or react to comments, but certainly listens and takes it under consideration in consultation with the other executive officers. Our first speaker is Carolyn Scorpio.
Good afternoon. My name is Carolyn Scorpio, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker at Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS. I'm here today on behalf of the CAPS staff to call attention to the ongoing crisis of clinician turnover within CAPS, due in large part to a lack of competitive salary. In addition to impacting student access to mental health services on campus, the lack of competitive salary for CAPS staff is an urgent DE&I concern. The recent turnover has included many staff who hold BIPOC and other marginalized identities, reducing the diversity among CAPS clinicians. This places further encumbrance on remaining staff, increasing the likelihood of burnout and further turnover. This impairs students' ability to be seen by a therapist who shares their identities, which we know is an important factor in effective mental health care. For the university to continue to align itself with its DE&I values, these salary concerns need to be urgently addressed. Myself and my colleagues are extremely passionate about providing high-quality mental health care to U of M students right here on campus, a job which requires us to have the emotional, physical, and mental capacity to engage in deeply emotional work. We are proud to support students in this way, and we are here today to emphasize that we also need to be supported. We are aware that the Board of Regents, senior leadership, and President Ono care deeply about the mental health, and wellness of the University of Michigan community, including staff. Therefore, we call upon you to partner with us as allies. Specifically, we ask for your support to ensure that the ongoing CAPS salary review is completed by the end of May, and that it results in substantial salary increases needed to effectively retain and hire clinical staff. If the university truly values the mental health and well-being of students, providing a competitive wage to CAPS staff is an imperative step to demonstrate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Ashley. I'm sorry. Next up is Ashley Jacob, and after Ashley is Maria Fields.
Good afternoon, President Ono, Senior Leadership, and Board of Regents. My name is Ashley Jacob, and I am an embedded psychologist at Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS. I am also here today on behalf of CAPS staff to bring your attention to an ongoing crisis of clinician turnover directly impacting the mental health care we provide to U of M students. Specifically, we have lost 17 full-time licensed clinicians over the past 18 months out of a clinical staff of 37, due in part to competitive salary. We are deeply concerned and have voiced these concerns in various capacities to student life administrators for several years. Our concerns were also emphasized in a report from the International Accreditation of Counseling Services, which, following a site visit in June 2022, reported, quote, "There is significant concern that the salary of the professional staff is inconsistent with, i.e. below, other university, local, and regional positions with similar job duties," end quote. Due to continued inaction, in February, we unanimously wrote and signed a letter sent to Vice President Harmon to respectfully and formally request that the university provide salary for CAP staff that is commensurate with our education, clinical expertise, and professional experience. We have been told to wait time and time again. Meanwhile, we continue to experience turnover of our highly qualified and dedicated staff, resulting in fewer clinicians available to see students, which impacts access to mental health care on campus. Additionally, it leads to increased workload and higher likelihood of burnout for clinicians who remain and staff members who are continuously concerned about our financial well-being and even having to take on additional part-time positions in order to afford to live in the community in which we work. Per response to our letter, we understand that a review of CAP salaries is now underway. We ask you to ensure that the review is completed on time by the end of May and that it results in the substantial pay increases needed to reverse our loss of skilled clinicians. Neither we nor our students can afford to wait any longer. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria Fields is up, and after Maria will be Joseph Ryan. Is Maria here?
Yes.
Regent Beam, and then Joseph Ryan will speak.
Well, I can, okay, so Maria isn't here. Ashley, I don't mean to ask you, to pull you back up to the mic, but with regard to, if I'm a new CAPS counselor, what's my, brand new, what's my salary?
Yes. So right now, I believe it depends on credentials. So for social workers, it's somewhere between, and I don't know off the top of my head, but I believe about 57 to 60. And for psychologists, it's about 62 to 67.
Perfect, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ryan?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the Regents, President Ono, and everyone taking their time to be with us today. My name is Joseph Ryan. I'm a junior studying civil engineering and urban studies here at Michigan, and I'm here today representing the Student Carbon Neutrality Network to speak on campus sustainable infrastructure. As acknowledged by the announcement of the new Elbel Field dorm, and in this meeting today, the university knows something students have known for a long time. North Campus lacks the vibrancy and connection of Central Campus. First suggested in 2008, the university and the city of Ann Arbor released a study in 2013 which found that the current and projected levels of ridership of the Blue Bus system fully justified high-capacity, rapid, clean transit between Central and North Campus, yet nothing came of it. This was raised again in 2016, only to stall out again. Over 30,000 bus trips go between these two areas of our campus, and riders have spoken out for years about unpredictability, congestion, and emission concerns. A solution was presented but fell through the cracks. Within the past few months, SCAN has been focusing on the master planning process, connecting with a variety of spectacular administrators who have graciously given their time to listen to our concerns and to offer direct action, including Sue Gott, Chris Cully, Drew Horning, and others. We've also previously met with VP Jeff Chattis and have SCAN representatives meeting with him tomorrow to discuss the role of students in master planning process and climate mitigation. However, we still have some knowledge gaps regarding the decision-making structure at the very high levels of the administration. Therefore, just as we have met with these other administrators, we hope to directly meet with any regent to learn more about how we can engage with the board in the most effective way possible. The Campus Connector project represented, and still does, a great opportunity which fell through the cracks. We want to understand why and how we can continue to advocate for such transformative projects. We'd greatly appreciate connecting with any one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now have Ariel Ojibwe, and after Ariel is Ashley Green.
Hello. I'm here to support GEO's request for a non-police emergency response service. My name is Ariella Jibwe, and I work with the public at the front desk of the University of Michigan's Hatcher Graduate Library. We call DPSS for many reasons, rarely for reasons requiring an armed response. Our library compiled a report on policing in the library published last spring, qualitatively surveying 30 staff members, and found that our primary reasons for calling DPSS include medical issues, alarms, theft, after-hours building issues, and patron wellness issues. There is simply no reason for an armed response to any of these issues, which make up a bulk of our calls. Other primary reasons for calling DPSS, however, were harassment, bigotry, physical altercations, or threats to physical safety. So I think you'll agree that calls cover a huge variety of tasks, and I therefore think it's reasonable to request a variety of responses. When I call DPSS to pick up a lost iPhone or unlock my colleague's secured office, I don't need someone to arrive with a gun. When I'm returning resources to the library following an after-hours event, I don't need to be alone with an armed officer. When a person steals a burrito from Bert's, wanders inebriated in circles, or annoys another patron, it does not require an armed response. It requires de-escalation, conflict resolution, and empathy skills. The same skills required when interacting with a student who has no other place to sleep than the library. We've seen many, many people without a home, students and non-students alike, looking for a safe place to sleep at night. The institution's rule is that if you've been warned more than 3 times about sleeping, staff should call DPSS. To awaken surrounded by officers with firearms at their sides doesn't seem like a recipe for de-escalation to me. We've also seen plenty of students with substance and mental health issues who would be well served by being able to talk to a social worker, counselor, or other non-police emergency response service in their moments of crisis. I do not say this to disparage the work of our officers on campus. When I've felt my safety threatened or experienced the threat of a weapon on campus, I've been extremely grateful for DPS's timely response. I simply don't believe every situation calls for a show of physical force, and I don't believe this is an either-or situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is, we now have Ashley Green, and after Ashley will be Pam McGinnity.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for allowing us this time today. I am Ashley Green, and I've been a registered respiratory therapist at Michigan Medicine for 6 years. When I started down this career path, I never imagined I would be a frontline worker in a worldwide respiratory pandemic. At the height of COVID, I had the privilege of working side by side with some of the most amazing healthcare practitioners and care for some of the sickest patients in the state. In the SICU, or the surgical ICU, we accepted and cared for COVID patients where mechanical ventilation was not enough. Every bed of the 20-bed ICU was occupied by patients on ventilators, and over half were also supported by higher levels of life support called ECMO. When the UH ICUs were full, the RICU opened, and our coworkers at Mott cared for the patients there. Patient care alone was enough to cause enough stress for workers to need mental health leave. Others left the position because of burnout, and every week we received multiple notifications of potential exposures. But because we are unbargained for, we were subjected to suspension of retirement matching, departmental budget cuts, call time pay reduction, and frequent critically low staffing levels. The news and the media called us healthcare heroes, but in our reality, we didn't feel appreciated or cared for or heard. These feelings were the driving force behind our support for a union. We worked through the pandemic to build support, and late last year, we joined with SEIU, where we feel our profession is understood and our voices are heard and respected. Last month, we hoped to come to you to proceed with card check recognition, but our journey has not been so easy. Despite having a supermajority of support, so far it feels like we continue to encounter roadblocks at every step. We wish to form our union with SEIU and feel free to voice our concerns, feel heard, and feel respected for the value we provide to patient care and to the Michigan difference. There is currently a national shortage of respiratory care practitioners that is projected to last until 2030. There is no time like now to invest in us, the respiratory care team that has sacrificed throughout this pandemic. We ask you, the Regents and President Ono, to stand behind us and support our formation with our union with SEIU Healthcare Michigan. Thank you for your time.
Oh, Regent Bean? Yeah.
Hey, Ashley. Sorry, I have to wait for people to stop clapping and get a hold of you there. How many people are in your proposed unit?
I think it's around 300, maybe 350.
Thank you.
Okay, is that Pam up at the mic?
My name is Pam.
Thanks.
Thank you to the Graduate Employers Organization in the Regents for giving us a space to talk about this important need. I represent a group on campus called Disability Culture at University of Michigan, which has been working since 2018 to make a case for a disability cultural center. The university currently has a variety of cultural and identity centers, including Toronto Multicultural Center and Spectrum Center. We believe the university should also have a disability cultural center to support people with disabilities. Establishing a disability cultural center was a recommendation of the Student Idea Board, which stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility, that was a part of the report in 2019. The board was created to identify gaps in disability culture and accessibility on our campus. A disability cultural center will be a place where graduate students, undergraduate, staff, and faculty together for support, resources, and social interactions. From a personal perspective, for me, having a disability cultural center would mean a lot. It would mean a place where everyone is welcomed and included, where I would not feel embarrassed to ask someone to repeat what was said if I missed it. In my over 23 years working at the university, I had not met very many people with a disability on campus until a few years ago. I knew that they existed, but there was no way for us to connect with each other because we did not have a means of being able to do that. The day that I attended my first Student Idea Board meeting was life-changing for me. I walked into the meeting as a last-minute addition, and there had not been time to set up a provider for me to be able to follow the meeting. The group recognized right away that I was struggling to follow with the conversation, and someone sat down next to me, opened up their laptop, and started typing what was being said. In that moment, I realized I had found my community, that our struggles were not a hindrance, that we could work together and make each other feel included and understood, and the Disability Cultural Center would do the same for everybody on campus. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you very much. We now have Sabra Wells. Sabra, and after Sabra is Shannon Beadle.
Hello, my name is Sabra Wells. I'm a respiratory therapist working for University Hospital and CVC. I'm one of the founders of our department's organizing committee. This past month, we proposed a bargaining unit under SEIU Healthcare Michigan to the Michigan Medicine Labor Relations team. This unit will consist of respiratory therapists, technicians, clinical specialists, and all variations of these job titles within the respiratory care departments at UHCVC and Mott hospitals. The Labor Relations team denied our request for voluntary recognition, stating that they would not consider us to be an appropriate or reasonable bargaining unit. If you're not aware, in December 2022, the National Labor Relations Board returned to the former specialty healthcare standards for bargaining unit determination. We know that Merck follows the guidance of the National Labor Board, and after countless nights spent learning about collective bargaining and labor law, I can assure you that you will find we meet all state and federal standards of an appropriate bargaining unit. The Labor Relations team acknowledged they were unaware of this change when they denied voluntary recognition and explained that determining factors set forth by the NLRB and Merck were not the guiding factors used to determine if the university deemed our unit appropriate. The Diagnostic Imaging Group went through arbitration and were found to be a reasonable unit despite many remaining technical departments like ours. We stand before you today asking for recognition of our group that is parallel to that of Diagnostic Imaging, with the only difference being the union that we have chosen to represent us. We're asking that you defer to the decision of the arbitrator and the updated standards of bargaining unit determination and ultimately support our right to collectively bargain. Often the employer is the largest obstacle to equitable treatment and prosperity of the workforce, but we understand that the Board of Regents is committed to respecting our choice to organize. We are prepared to present union authorization cards, and on behalf of all respiratory care staff at Michigan Medicine, I ask for recognition as a formal bargaining unit under SEIU Healthcare Michigan.
Thank you. Shannon? Yeah, Shannon, and after Shannon is Christian Dunn.
Hello, my name is Shannon Beadle, and I am a respiratory therapist at Mott Children's Hospital.
I am here to share with you the experience of requesting union recognition for the respiratory professions at the university. We have been tremendously grateful for the neutrality resolution from 2020. We appreciate our regents recognizing the benefits of what being a unionized worker at this institution can do for our employees and our community. One of the intended benefits of this resolution was to make labor organizing more efficient. In our pursuit of unionizing, we have not felt this efficiency in practice. The resolution calls for voluntary recognition of a reasonable bargaining unit. The respiratory professions are a clear community of interest who have a supermajority of support already documented by card check. Our union is parallel to the diagnostic imaging union that an arbitrator has already deemed reasonable. We began organizing in 2019 to be part of a full technical unit, only to be left behind by the recognition of a solely diagnostic imaging union. Upon the respiratory professions restarting their efforts, we had a strong majority of support within 2 weeks. We have been more than ready support-wise since the previous Regents meeting. However, the public comment was full, so we went directly to labor relations. It is now demanded that we organize with a huge group with less community of interest, making it more difficult. When sharing the background of the creation of the resolution, NLRB cases were highlighted to support aspects within the resolution. While we realize the resolution specifies reasonability to be defined by para, I would like to point out that the NLRB reinstated specialty healthcare in December of 2022, deeming smaller units with a community of interest reasonable for collective bargaining. We appreciate that the university has a very progressive view of labor relations, and we would expect the university to continue to align their values for labor relation decisions with the NLRB standard that allows micro units to be considered reasonable, given that NLRB references were used in support of the creation of the resolution we have today. Thank you, Regents and President Ono, for your time, and hail to the healthcare heroes and the victors whom they serve.
There's a process. There's a process. Okay, thank you, Christian, and after Christian is Emily Ricard.
President Ono, Regents, and members of the University of Michigan. My name is Christian Dunn, and I serve as the Director of Student Relations for the Flint campus's student government. I transferred to the Flint campus in January of 2021 from Mott Community College, and I'm currently studying public health. At the Flint campus, I have grown not only as a student, but as a leader. I have enjoyed the relationships that I have been able to develop with students and staff. My position is all about students. So that is why I am excited about the amplification of student life through the Transformation Project. Apart from academics, student life is what drives students to come to our beautiful campus. I am excited about the revitalization of student life and all that will come out of the Phase 2 project. As a transfer student, I am very excited to see all the changes that not only come to the Flint campus, but also the Flint community. Through the project, so many opportunities will come to revitalize the campus and community, such as creating opportunities at local hospitals for health science and nursing students, research and collaborative opportunities with innovation and technology students, and interdisciplinary collaborations between schools and colleges on campus. These opportunities will create investments within communities that Flint impacts. We want our academic programs to be competitive and in market demand. So that is why it is exciting that Flint will create more diverse majors to enhance the Flint difference. The College of Health Sciences is hoping to create degrees like Healthcare and Business and Healthcare and Technology. These programs, along with CHS's current degrees, will help health professionals advance their careers. I am forward to looking to the positive change that this will have on the Flint campus and community. Thank you.
Thank you. Emily? And after Emily is Salvatore DiMaggio.
President Ono and Regents, thank you very much for your time today. My name is Emily Rickards. I'm a staffer for SEIU Healthcare Michigan. We are a healthcare union in this state. We are one of the largest unions in our country. We represent workers from Ishpeming to Monroe to Manistee across the country, or across the state. We represent skilled, technical, and professional healthcare workers across our entire state, and we look forward to representing your respiratory therapists and other workers here at the University Hospital System. I can commit to you that if you recognize this unit as a micro unit, we understand the rules under the board, both boards, and in further request for recognition, we would be coming to you with a whole technical unit or a whole professional unit with all of the traditional job classes by the board standard. Thank you for your time, and I give it back to the board.
Thank you. Salvatore? And after Salvatore is Carolyn Leland.
Good afternoon, Regents, Chancellor Dutta, and President Ono.
My name is Salvatore DiMaggio, and I'm a third-year student at the University of Michigan, Flint. At Flint, I'm both an active scholar and student leader, being a student ambassador, representative on the Dean of Students think tank, as well as a James B. Angel Scholar. 2 years ago, I attended the Dearborn campus, a nice campus, a little too close to home. In my research, I found the College of Innovation and Technology at Flint, which stands for a pillar of innovative change, and I fell in love with the college, but not the campus. I was worried about living in downtown Flint, and I was concerned about the dull atmosphere on and around campus, unlike what is known in Ann Arbor. While I'm extremely grateful and excited for the strategic transformation and all the changes it is going to bring to campus, I do have one wish. My wish is for the Flint campus to never be placed on the back burner and for the investment in Flint to never slow down, not once. The simple reality is this: the change for the Flint campus is long overdue and isn't coming fast enough. The students who have been in support of the transformation and the students at Flint who are thirsting for change will lose hope. Every year that we wait for the transformation to be in full effect is another 1,000 students who will never be able to truly appreciate the beauty of your entire vision, the Wolverine promise, and what Flint can truly offer them. I believe this strategic transformation may be the right vision and the right change and at the right time. And if it is, I want to be a part of it. But I won't have the opportunity if nothing is done soon. So please, hurry. Everyone wants to see change. So let's go make a change. What are we waiting for? Thank you all for everything you do. And please, let nothing stand in the way of the transformation that Flint needs. Thank you.
Thank you. Carolyn Leland, and after Carolyn is Aaron Donovan.
Hello, my name is Caroline Leland. I'm a second-year master's degree student in public policy and environmental science, and I'm a member of GEO's bargaining team. We've heard from people who think that we're asking for too much. People who think we're just kids in college, and so therefore we somehow don't need a living wage. Actually, many of us are in our 30s and 40s with families of our own. This is not the prelude to our lives. This is our life. And we deserve to thrive at U of M, not just scrape by. We haven't moved from our living wage proposal precisely because we're not playing games at the bargaining table. That is how much we need to be able to live in Ann Arbor. It is not romantic to be a starving grad student. That idea is all too much of a reality on this campus. A whopping 1 in 10 of us worry about affording groceries each month. Grad students on your campus are skipping meals. This is shameful, and the responsibility lies squarely with you. Why are you okay with putting your workers, your students in this position? Our proposals are not arbitrarily concocted larks. 80% of grad workers are rent burdened by HUD standards. Some of us have to donate our eggs and ration our medication to make up the gap between our salary and the living wage, between our salary and the cost of living. And this is thanks to a choice by the university. Compared to our peer institutions, we are in the bottom 20% for our ratio of graduate pay to cost of living. We're not trying to get rich. We just want to be able to afford our rent and groceries until we can graduate. Please pay UMich grad workers a living wage.
Aaron Donovan. And after Aaron is Kathleen Miller.
My name is Erin Donovan from the GEO bargaining team. I'm here to read the testimonial of my colleague Yeager in support of addressing CAP's salary concerns. They say, I've been a PhD student here for nearly 4 years, and in that time, I've faced horrific transphobia, academic gatekeeping, and extreme loneliness. One of the main reasons I was able to stay in my program despite these significant barriers was my CAPS Talk therapist. Because my therapist talked with me when I had to leave a German program due to transphobia, when I was repeatedly failing qualifying exams, And when on top of everything else, I had to take on additional jobs over the summer just to pay rent. Unfortunately, my therapist recently left CAPS for a better paying job outside the university, leaving me to choose between the burdensome prospect of waiting for and opening up to a new CAPS therapist who would have less time for me just because of the sheer demand for CAPS therapists, or paying out of pocket to meet with the same therapist because grad care would only cover part of it. It's hard to see how a university could claim to care about its graduate students, or really any of its students, when it puts us in situations that damage our mental health and then undercuts the resources in place to help us. President Ono, I have seen your TED Talk, and I've read some of your speeches. It's clear that you have a deep personal interest in ensuring that your students and employees have access to affordable and effective mental health services. Therefore, I implore you to sincerely consider both the requests of my CAPS allies here today, as well as GEO's proposals for improving mental health accessibility. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to our siblings at the House Officers Association, who are also bargaining for a new contract. Solidarity.
Okay, Kathleen Miller. After Kathleen is Rhiannon Willow.
Good evening. My name is Kathleen Miller, and I'm an alum and faculty member at the University of Michigan Flint. I want to show my support for the strategic transformation project taking place on the Flint campus. I teach in the School of Management, and we have reviewed our programs for potential improvements and creation of new degrees for our students. We are divesting from low enrollment programs, consolidating our resources, and redirecting them to high enrolled programs that offer potential employment for our students. We are developing these improvements with the input from local employers and alumni. We believe we can achieve better results if we can make these improvements and offer the new degrees. We are also working with the Genesee County Chamber of Commerce to get our students involved with the chamber and for potential employment opportunities. We are working with the local high schools to increase our presence for students to consider coming to U of M Flint. However, if we don't make the improvements and we stay with the status quo, the decline in enrollment will most likely continue. But we cannot make these improvements on our own. We need the financial assistance that was offered to help with the transformation. We will use the funds in cost-effective ways to enhance our strongest undergraduate degrees and our potentially high-demand graduate degrees. We need a strong market campaign to get the word out about our new degrees and improved programs. We are excited about what the Flint campus can do to make it a stronger, more viable organization in the city of Flint. So I hope you will continue to support the university's efforts to transform the Flint campus. As an alum, I would hate to see the campus close. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Rhiannon Willow, and then Hillary Zedlitz.
Hello, my name is Rhiannon Willow, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a PhD student in the physics department, and I'm also a member of the Queer and Trans Caucus within GEO. Today, I'm addressing you regarding Sophie Zhang, an alumna of the physics department here at UM. Sophie is a survivor of physical and verbal gender-based abuse, including an incident when she was a child, and another when Sophie was a student at UM. In fact, it was Sophie's father who abused her. Her father also happens to be UM professor Yushua Zhang. Now, I'm actually addressing you today because Sophie filed an ECRT report to begin a formal investigation into Professor Zhang's abuse, yet ECRT immediately dismissed Sophie's report and declined to investigate it, and Prof. Zhang remains employed at UM. UM is currently reckoning with its decades-long history of ignoring and covering up sexual and gender-based abuse committed by UM faculty and administrators, from former Dr. Robert Anderson to former Provost Martin Filbert to former President Mark Schlissel. Recently, President Ono, you committed to listening to the campus community to earn our trust, and you committed to accepting UM's responsibility to properly address incidents of sexual misconduct. The abuse against Sophie began in 2004 when Prof. Jong first learned that Sophie was a transgender girl. In response, Prof. Jong beat Sophie repeatedly with a belt and his hands while screaming at her until she was left covered in bruises and blood. Prof. Jong continued to abuse Sophie over the years, including incidents that occurred on campus while Sophie was a UM student. Ultimately, Professor Jong disowned Sophie simply for being trans. UM spokespeople have substantially downplayed the abuse that Sophie endured, making ridiculous excuses about UM not being able to address so-called grievances between family members. Likewise, ECRT responded to Sophie's report, claiming that incidents Sophie reported did not occur within the scope of UM policy. However, UM policy makes abundantly clear that it prohibits misconduct of this sort. And Sophie has presented compelling evidence of what she has endured. So I urge you to take her report seriously and reopen the ECRT case. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last speaker today is Hillary Zedlitz.
My name is Hillary Zedlitz. I'm a fifth-year PhD candidate in political science and member of GEO's Disability Caucus. Academic HR's response to our disability proposals has been nothing short of dismissive and infuriating, and undermines our institution's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Through extensive research, including surveys of our own members, GEO learned that disabled grad workers, on average, pay $1,000 more per year on formal medical expenses than our able-bodied peers. We proposed a lower copay cap for this, and AHR rejected it. We heard from grad workers that employee accommodations process is inaccessible. This fact is supported by 2 U of M generated reports, with Dean Solomon himself speaking on this matter in regards to U of M's DEI commitments. Grad workers don't receive proper training on how to access employee accommodations. The system is time-consuming and confusing, and they must re-register every semester. Further, the documentation required to implement an accommodation costs time and money. Grad workers often bypass this process not because they don't need an accommodation, but because the system fails them. We proposed an accommodations first model to acknowledge that workers know what they need to be successful employees. AHR rejected it too. We asked for an annual training for our supervisors on the student accommodation process so that grad workers with disabilities don't have to complete the often unpaid labor associated with giving our students the correct accommodations. AHR said no to this too, claiming that requiring departments to send an email with information to their grad workers would be, quote, too burdensome, end quote. Finally, last week, they continued to reject our proposal for disability GSSA positions, arguing that GEO should be choosing and assigning priorities between marginalized groups for these positions. Let me be clear, pitting marginalized workers against each other is not a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. In fact, it's the opposite. President Ono, Regents, it is your responsibility to make sure the university and HR takes proper actions to remedy the urgent issues that grad workers face. Thank you.
Chairman Brown?
We've been bargaining for months and still arguments raises below the rate of inflation. We will not accept another pay cut. We are ready to strike. You've got the resources to pay us what we deserve. Grads and staff won't avert this strike. A living wage minimum. No contract, no raise. No contract, no raise. No contract, no raise.
On behalf of the board, I would really appreciate and like to thank all of you who spoke today and all of you who came in support of the speakers. I consider it the most important part of the public meeting. It's very meaningful and helpful to us. We listen and follow up on every one of the concerns mentioned on every public comment period. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Brown. Thank you all of you who